Well, welcome back. Here we are trying to cover these old Mustang seats. They're the high backs from 69, 70. And today I finally got the hook ring tool in and some hook rings. So we're gonna go ahead and try to get this covered up. We bought some new leather, preformed and pre-ready from TMI. Actually got that from CJ Pony. So we're going to try to get one of these covered today, and hopefully you'll follow along with us. I know for a lot of people this is a very difficult project for some people, but I'm a newbie at this. I did cover up a couple of seats for my 65 Mustang, and they weren't the high backs, but I learned some lessons in that, so hopefully this will help you too. So what I want to start with today, what I want to start with today, if you'll recall, we had to get these wires, and where they're going to go down these sleeves here. I don't know if I guess you can see that pretty good. These sleeves, you need to put wires in them, okay? These wires, I know it's hard to see that, but so what I've learned to do, and there's a number of places they need to be. They need to be in through here, need to be in through this part here, and here, and then up in here. There's one that goes across too. And they fasten on to the metal, and there's little wires in the foam that we need to attach. And what I've learned to do, because these are so rusted, I hate to use these rusted ones, but what I found is we have some old coat hangers. So what we want to do is use these old coat hangers, and they work very well because the size of them and the gauge of them is about the same as the wires that we have here. So I see that's not going to work. This is what we're going to have to use. We'll use one of these. So what I want to show you, what I've done, is we'll get these cut. Get these cut, and it's a little tough. I have some of these electrical pliers. Yeah, these electrical pliers here are pretty good for this, but because there's a little bit of a hook, in there, I want to take and we'll use these here, and we'll not hook ring, but make a little ring out of this end, and then we'll cut it to length. See if I can get that. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is just grab a hold of this and squeeze this together. Hope you can see that. So what we've done is we've made this right here. Let me come around there so you can see a little better. Hopefully you can see them. See, and what we've done is just made that there. And what we're going to do, we're going to cut this off, and we'll do the other end of this. Let me show you here. And what we're going to do, I'm going to make each one of these before, and then I'll come back, and then I'll show you. But what we're going to do is measure them out, get them cut, get them pre-ready, and then I'll come back with you and show you. A little tough to work with, these coat hangers, but they're strong, and I think they do a really good job. Of course, getting rid of the rust out of the backs of your seats. You don't have to put rusty stuff in there. And these don't have to be perfect to be able to work with them. They don't have to be perfectly the same size or perfectly formed, but they will work very well for what we're going to do with them. So give me a chance. I'm going to make a few more of these. And like I said, I've just taken these old rusty ones, okay, and I've made my own. And these are our old coat hangers. And let me get back to you in just a minute here. We'll get some of these made, and then I'll get back to you here in 1 second. Okay, here's what you want to do with those homemade used coat hangers, and make these to length here. You can see that. Make these to length, and that way you do away with the rusty ones and put in some new ones, okay? Just be willing to improvise sometimes, okay? Now here's what we need to do. When you get into the inside of this, you will want to get a clean working surface. I'm going to put that little, really what it is, a bath mat. I'm going to put that down so that I can work with it. But what you need to do is you need to come in here, because these are not cut. Okay, you'll have to cut a slice in here, at least on the one end. Okay, and if you can see up in there, see, I'm going to have to get up into here and cut and slide my wire in through here, because what that gets mounted to is on the old back here, there's a wire back into here, and that's what you have to hog ring to, that one across the top, and then of course down the side. And what I've noticed here is the top of this, if you notice, it's not even hog ringed, so I'm going to have to hog ring that down first. Okay, so bear with me. We're going to get it up here, and I'll just show you how difficult this can be. But yeah, we'll be right back with you in a minute. All right, first thing you have to do is take your homemade little rod there, if you can see, and you got to cut that slice right there and slide this in. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. And then what we need to do is take this and work it down over top, because this is going to be attached to this right here. So let me work this down through here, see how it's going to be, okay? I had to go change my shirt. This is one of our New Life Restoration shirts. You can actually order these if you want. Just message me. They're $25. Cost me $20 to get them made. So $25 and then whatever the shipping is. So I'll try not to beat you up on that if you do want one. But anyway, what you have to do, you get this slid down over the top, and this is the rod inside. You got to connect to the rod down here. One thing you want to do is make sure that you got this lined up. You want that to be even across there, and then you just start working your way. And this is difficult, I just want to tell you. It's a little challenging because it's hard to get in there where you need to be. So what I try to do is hook that hook ring on there first. And then once I get that hook ring, I go down here and hook this. And then you bite on it. And then that's hooked on there. Now I want to put one out here. And I want to put one on here. And then we're going to start trying to peel this back. So yeah, kind of watch along. And this here's the tool. This is the tool that that I'm using. So let's see if I can get another one on here. Like I said, a little difficult, but if you work with it, you can do it. And it's rather expensive to have somebody else do this, but if you take the time, you can do it yourself. Okay, there's two. I don't want to lead you on saying this is easy, because it's not, but it's a little frustrating, but it's not hard, okay? Let's see if I can get this one on right here, and we'll be in pretty good shape with the first one. Let me see if I can get down in here and make sure I get that wire on at the bottom. All right, okay, we got that first one on. Now what we got to do is lay this back, and what you can see is how that's going to work out. just work this all around here. And then what I'm going to have to do is take my time and slide my wires down through here and then start to attach on the way down. I'm going to have to come down evenly along here. So you can kind of get a feel for that. You got to push this, pull this all around, because otherwise it's going to be wrinkled up. Whether you're seeing any of this, Linda. Yeah, I don't want to pull it down yet, but yeah, so we'll get this back here. Start to put my wires back in. Here again, I've already cut these. Slide those in. And here again, I don't know whether you're seeing them. Yeah, these slide all the way up in here. And what's difficult is, because you have to bend this back, I don't know how easy this part's going to be, but we'll give it a try. Another long one here. I'm not sure where the long one is. All right, what you want to do is, like I said, you got to get these hook rings down around that wire and then pinch. And sometimes you connect them and sometimes they let go and you don't get them done. And you got to come down through there pretty evenly. So now I'm going to try to do this side. Like I said, it's a little difficult and a little challenging to try to get the angles that you need. And you almost need extra hands to do this. If you have somebody who can help you, that is really beneficial here. But you got to get down, if you can see down in there, get that hooked around that wire at the bottom. You got to put a decent amount of pressure. And like I said, sometimes that hook's on there. I think I got it. Now I'm just going to keep coming down and bouncing back and forth here as I come down to hook that on. It's very important that you get that hooked on. Like I said, it might not be perfect, but we're going to get it. Here again, I'm going to come down a little ways. Again, hook the hook ring here on the wire here, and then go down and make sure I get under that wire down in here. Once I get that, and you can squeeze her tight. And what that's happening, see, that's pulling that seam down. Okay. And then again, you got to come over here. I'll try to do one more for you, and then I'm going to finish this part up. And then we'll catch you back up in a minute. But let me see if I can get this one for you on camera. And then I'll try to finish this up for you. But see, again, it's a little difficult. You got to get a hold of that wire here. And then what I try to do is get down under the wire that's in the seat itself. And here again, pretty hard to miss that one, see? Missed that one. Really, it was in a bad position there. That's where it was clipped on there. Let me try it again. I'll try to do it back up there just a little more. Once I get it hooked onto this one. Yeah, let's see if I can get it hooked onto this one up here. There you go. I'll try to hook it onto this one. And then once I get it onto that one, if you can see down in there, see that wire down there? And then just try to clip her on. There, I think I got it. And then you can see how all this works out. This all needs to be pulled back from the back side, which I will do there in a minute. But let me go ahead and get the rest of this clipped on, and I'll be right back with you. So here we got the front of it. Okay, we're going to be working around the back here now. Be working around the back side. And what we need to do, I had to put some extra padding up along the side here. So I just had some batting that we put in there, and that gives a little more cushion and fills it out a little bit more. But if you can see down here, there's a strap right here. There's a strap back here, and this needs to be tucked up through here, tucked up into here, and then when that's up in here, then it just gets hooked onto these springs inside here. So what we're going to do, again, take the hook ring and just hook it right on and snap it in there like that. Okay, I'll put a couple of them on there, and then we'll have to do both sides of that. Yeah. And that'll help to pull this strap around here. Now let's do the other side. Just pulls. Just grab a hold of this here and pull this in here. And like I said, it just really just gets hooked onto the springs of the seat. So we'll put a couple of them in there to help to hold it. And there might be some out there in YouTube land that says, well, that's not how I did it. Well, you can do it your way, and this is the way that I've done it. It may not be exactly right, but it works for me. And for you out there who need somebody to help give a little guidance to, I'm hoping that this is good for you. This will help you, because I tried to find some folks to help me, and I couldn't find anybody. So I've learned to do this a little bit by trial and error. So I'm hoping that this is beneficial for you. And if it is, please make a note. Let me know. I'd appreciate it. And even the comments that, that maybe not positive or whatever, that's all right too. I know that's just part of, and what you want to do is kind of look for these little clips right here. See these openings here that are cut in there? That's what you want to make sure that that's fastened to. Okay, get that fastened onto those hooks, so that'll help hold that thing secure for you. And you can kind of feel them. Yeah, you can kind of feel them where they are. So you want to make sure that that wire through there gets clipped on to each one of these. I think there's 5 of them. Let me see if there should be another one over here somewhere. Yeah, there's one on this side, so I know there's one over there. I'll just have to find it. Sometimes, like I said, it's hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to get all this stuff done exactly the way you want it, and it don't always turn out the way you want it. But keep in mind, it's your car. It's your project. Yeah, it's right there. So let me get a hold of that one. All right, we got that done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide my rod up through here, and I'd like to have a little bigger rod than what I have. So I'm going to make me another one here real quick. You can hang in there with me, it'll be all right. Here again, I'm just using hangers. Just good old-fashioned hangers. Hard to find these anymore. But this one's a little heavier gauge than what I'd like. But wow, that's a heavy gauge wire there. There we go. It's heavier than what I've had in the other ones, but it won't matter. The heavier might be better for it, I don't know. Then you just do the hooks there, make them around there so that it don't jab through your fabric. That's all I'm doing with these. And then what we do is cut this right here. If you can kind of watch, you just cut this right here, and then you slide it up through here. Just slide it up through here. And that'll go all the way up. And then again, what you want to do, make sure it comes out where you need it to. Yep. And then this here will pull down. And I'm going to try to wrap it a little bit around to help hold it down here. And then again, get your hooks ready. Your hog rings. I think I've been calling them U-hooks or whatever, but they're hog rings. Get that hooked around and find those, again, the holes in there. I'd like to get it up around there a little bit more. Sorry for my head in the road. I'm gonna cut that off a little more. Don't like that. And that's all right too. You kind of learn as you go. Learn as you go, my friends. There we go. Get that pushed back up in there a little bit. And then we'll hog ring that in there. There's one here. I want to kind of flip it. Hold it down there a little bit more. Wrap it around a little bit more, so. Okay, got that. And this just comes in and clips right onto that. See how it holds that in there? Here, and then I'll finish it up, and then I'll come back and show you. Here again, I'm wanting to pull this in a little bit. There you go. There you go. Now I'll come down and finish this, and then I'll tune you back in. If you look down along here, you can see where this has all been hog ringed on all the way around here. And you see I had to take this strap here and just hog ring that on here. This is all hog ringed here. This strap here comes around. This is all up. Now the last thing I want to do is get this hog ring down here. This comes down, if you can see in here, you just wrap it around right here. Pull her down tight. And then just put a hog ring right around that loop right there. And if you want, you can put another one in there. But then you do the other side, same way. You can see down in here, here's the loop. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it in through here, down through that bottom, and then we'll just pull it down a little bit, flip it up over, and then I'll put a hog ring to hold it on there. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. Now hold on one second and I'll show you. The back, I haven't painted the back yet. But this back needs to be painted, you can see. And then what it's going to do is come in, and once it's painted, these little clips gets pushed down in the holes that are here. And then that holds, and then that seat is finished. Let's see if I can hold it up for you, if you can get a good picture of it there. And there you go. There you go. So that's the back seat, and then we'll try to do the bottom seat the next time.